going to take over 288. Welcome, Paul. We have Elizabeth, who is going to be, we're starting a new route, which hopefully we'll have going within a month. But Elizabeth is going to be starting that new route. So welcome, Elizabeth. And then Scott is going to be doing, he's part-time, so he's going to be doing community and routes and some evening stuff for us. So welcome, Scott. We have some anniversaries. We have three that are 1-year anniversaries. We have Mike Opitz. I don't see him, but he's a part-time driver. We have Kevin Simon. He's our dispatch sub-driver, so happy anniversary. And then we have Scott Featherstone. He's not here with us right now, but he does a morning shift for us. So tell him happy anniversary when we see him. We have Cameron Johnson, who has been with us for 2 years.
Way to stick it out.
And Bruce Harder has been with us for 3 years. Happy anniversary. And one of our mechanics has been with us for 7 years. I don't see our mechanics yet, but Storm has been with us for 7 years. Happy anniversary. We have Skip right here that's been with us for 7 years. Happy anniversary to you. And Angela, she's not here either, but she's a part-time driver. So happy anniversary. We have some announcements. I'm going to talk about payroll. Payroll. Time cards. Do you guys know that it's so important for you guys to go on your phone or on a computer to make sure that you have the right punches? That you have the PTO on there that you want to use? Or anything that is that should not be on there? You can do that yourself. And if you do not know how to do that, please talk to Douglas. You guys should be managing your one person, and that's you. It shouldn't be me coming to you on a Monday and saying, are you going to use PTO? Are you going to use unpaid? Are you going to use a floating holiday? Because there's 80 some of you guys. And for me to keep going and trying to do that, it's really your responsibility. So please be checking that and have it in that Monday that I start doing payroll. I would so appreciate it. Angie would so appreciate it. The whole team would appreciate it. So please, and if you don't know what I'm talking about or you need help, please come see one of the 3 of us and we will help you get on your time cards. Because you want to get paid, right? So please manage that. Thank you. Also, time stamping on the tablets. That is really important as well. When you're at the house and they're coming out and they're getting on that bus. That is how we bill, and that is how we know how many hours a client is with us. Please do not wait till you get to the site and you do it all at the same time. You need to be time stamping at every house, and then at the site when they get off the bus, you press complete. And please, at the end of your morning shift and the end of the day, please sign out. Regular sign out of your route. That also helps that wheelchair incentive too, so we know that you've got the wheelchair. So please do the time stamping. Thank you. Today is the last day to sign up for the small lunches. We want everyone to participate. We're hoping to do this next Monday, but we need to know how many people are going to be doing the lunches, and then we'll put you in small groups. And it's getting to know your coworkers. That's all this is intent for, is just to have some fun, getting to know one another, and having a lunch together. So please sign up if you'd like to do that. Christmas or holiday party, not Christmas, holiday party is set for December 13th at the American Legion. I can't believe we're already talking about holidays, but That is December 13th. That will be at the same place there in Hugo. So if you want any more information, please see Bretta. She's going to be kind of doing some fun stuff next week for Halloween. She's got a word vine and pumpkins. The clients are going to be leaving us in 2 weeks, so we want to do a pumpkin carving contest. So if you want to be a part of that, please bring in your pumpkin on Halloween morning and see Bretta for that as well. Also, full-time drivers, please check to see if your clients are in the right order on the tablets. Because sub-drivers go out and do it, and there might be someone, and then they've gone across town to go bring someone, and then they go back across town at the same spot that they were just in, because they don't know your route. So please look on your tablets and make sure that all your clients are in the right order. Okay?
What do you do when you go to the company out of order and then they do it and it's
Okay, please see the dispatchers and they will help you out, okay? This is coming from them. Also, do not take a left on Jansen off the County Road E. We've talked about this. We've seen drivers, there's probably some new drivers that don't know about it, but we try to avoid accidents, the left turns, going over to the Willow site. When you're going down County Road E, do not take a left on Jansen, please. Either go up to Jansen, please go up to Labor, or take a left on 61 and then take a right on Willow. So, everybody understands that? Thank you. Please bring steps in. There's been a few steps that have been out in the parking lot. So please, if you're have a step, you're doing a community event, please try to remember to bring those steps back in with you. And gosh, I think we were going to talk about surveys. Thank you for keeping your buses clean. We have seen such a step up. Appreciate it. Thanks for getting those buses clean. Trevor's going to talk about surveys next time, and we're going to go to reading.
We're going to talk about bloodborne pathogens today.
Yay!
Your favorite subjects and mine. Now, for my new people, this is going to be a great review for you guys. And you're going to know all the answers, so this is great. So, up here I have the five different kinds of hepatitis that you can get, okay? And I'm going to ask some questions, and you're going to tell me out of those five which one those belong to on the question, okay? First one, severe or chronic hepatitis can lead to cirrhosis as well as cancer to what organ in the body? The liver. Other things that can cause cirrhosis to the liver or scarring to the liver are substance abuse or alcohol, any of those bad things. Which virus usually remains dormant for some time before symptoms develop? These guys.
5.
Number 5, AIDS, the AIDS virus. It could be 10 years before you start seeing any symptoms of AIDS or HIV. HIV comes before AIDS. AIDS comes at the end of that whole period when you're getting close to expiring. Can you get hepatitis by fist pumping someone or helping them off your bus? No, you cannot. Viruses are transmitted by blood to blood. So that's why we encourage you guys to wear gloves whenever possible. If someone is bleeding or has a incontinence type of accident on your bus, or even with a dirty wheelchair. I know some of those can get pretty pretty grody, pretty yucky, fast. So, you know, grab some gloves. Please don't take a whole box of gloves out to your bus, but grab a bunch, put them in a baggie, and keep them on your bus. That way you'll always have some handy if you need them. Which of these hepatitis can sometimes be fatal?
B4 and 5? B4 and 5?
Which one of those can be fatal?
B4 and 5?
2. Who said 2? Good job. Hepatitis B can sometimes be fatal. There is a series of 3 shots that you can get at your doctor. So if you're worried about that, you can, next time you have your doctor's appointment, ask them about that series. And you can get that hepatitis, it's called the hepatitis B shot. Very accurately named. Which of the following hepatitis can be contracted by eating dirty food or drinking dirty water? Drinking water, dirty water. Which one? Who said that over here? A. Hepatitis A. Very good, Kelly. Diane, very good. Hepatitis A. And so that's why when we go grocery shopping and you get fruits and you get vegetables, wash them. You can wash them when you get back or wash them before you eat them. Think about all the different hands that have touched that fruit or that vegetable, and you're gonna wanna wash your hands also when you get back from shopping also, because there's a lot of, I think we learned from COVID that there's a lot of touch points that we can only control by washing our hands, which is a very important thing to do, especially if you have, you know, cuts or anything that virus can get into your blood. Excuse me. Which of these hepatitis currently has no cure? Number 4, HIV has no cure. HIV is, it attacks your T cells and your white blood cells, and when they are attacked and killed, that virus multiplies. And so it becomes very apparent and spreads throughout your body very, very aggressively. So when you were back in the 1980s, I know some of you might not remember early 80s, might not remember the 80s, but if you were diagnosed with HIV or AIDS back in the 80s, it was like a death sentence. You were done. You're gone. And people just avoided you like the plague. They didn't want to catch it from you. So nowadays, if you are diagnosed with HIV, you can get onto a cocktail of different meds. And if you're on those meds, it will extend your life for years and years, 20, 30 years down the road. So it's no longer a death sentence immediately, I should say, but eventually you will die from AIDS because there is no cure for it. Which of these hepatitis is the leading reason for liver transplants in the U.S.? C. Now, there was a while ago that C did not have a cure either, but they do have a cure for hepatitis C now. But it is the leading cause of liver transplants and liver cancer in the United States. Which of these hepatitis can survive up to 7 days in dry blood? B. So again, if someone has an accident on your bus and you're cleaning up after that, make sure you wash all around that area. Don't forget the seat belts. Pull them out, wipe them down, the sides of the bus, everything. Just get everything wiped down as best you can. You have to bring your bus back and wash the floors, so you please do that. And then use your spray. You guys have that spray that you use to disinfect your buses, which you should be using daily now, especially with cold and flu season coming up. That spray will just kill everything, and you don't have to wipe it off. Just spray it as soon as your bus is empty, and then by the time you get to your next group of people to pick up, it'll be all dissipated and ready to go. Which of these hepatitis attacks every organ system until it collapses? Oh, I gave this away already. Which one is that? Ultimately leads to death. 4, HIV. All right, who knows what is our protocol for when someone gets sick or injured on our buses? Protocol.
Call dispatch.
What's number one thing you should do? Remain calm. Because if you remain calm, your voice is calm, everybody else in your bus is going to be calm. Second one is comfort the injured or sick person. So you're going to, if someone falls or someone is sick and throwing up or whatever, they're probably going to be pretty upset. So try to calm them down, and again, your voice is going to relay that calming feeling, but try to help them to remain calm, take care of them, get them all fixed up. And yes, I like what you guys said. What'd you say, Ken?
Call dispatch.
Call dispatch, absolutely. Anything out of the ordinary on your buses, you need to call dispatch. Plus, you're going to be taking care of this person, so it's going to put you behind on your route. So they're going to have to probably call your houses anyway, if not, get another bus to do your B run if this happened on your A run. Okay, so call dispatch, let them know what's happening. Also, if it's really bad, like they're bleeding profusely or they're a wheelchair tip or anything like that, you, the driver, are calling 911. Okay? Get that EMT out to you right away. Don't set that wheelchair back up without an EMT checking out that client first. Okay? And get somebody out to you right away. Even before you call dispatch, call 911. Let them know what's happening. Always use the PPE, of course. If there's anything like that is happening, media, put some gloves on. And then use your biohazard cleanup kit. That's what it's there for. And if you guys use that kit and you use everything up in it, come and bring it to me after you're done, and I will get you a refill to refill that kit so that you have a new one. Hopefully you won't have to use it again, but so you have a clean kit for you. Okay? Any questions? You guys look really enthused. I did want to add 2 little announcements on my own here too from what Patty had said. T-shirt orders. I know I was going to place the T-shirt order a couple weeks ago and life happened and I trained, I haven't done it yet. So I am going to try to get that in today. So if you want to order T-shirts, you can still come and order them from me. And I will get those in by the time I leave this afternoon. And then the last thing is, I know you guys signed those sheets. If you have missed a training, a driver's meeting, you need to go online and look at that one that you missed. On YouTube, right up there, YouTube. They're all out there right now. Watch them, come and sign off on the sheet. Okay, so we know that you've had that training. Okay? Thank you. Mike? Thank you.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning, man.
Hi, how are we doing? I'm going to turn things over to Nick. And that's just from principal a little bit here before I do have a few things for you. I know Nick was excited to show up early. He was behind on his Bloodborne pathogen training, so now we're all set with that. That was a concern of yours. very positive things. Like we said, we've done 3 surveys throughout the last year. Trevor will talk a little bit more about the third one that was just completed next month. But the third one was a rider survey, where we went right to the riders and those that are not able to fill out the surveys themselves receive staff support to do so. The results of those surveys say an awful lot about the work that you guys are doing as drivers on a day-to-day basis. Really, really positive comments, results, about how our riders are feeling supported, feeling confident, and feeling like they have a friend that they're riding with on a daily basis. And that is so good from an organizational standpoint to see and hear. The other 2 surveys we had were a business partner survey and then the driver survey as well. We'll continue looking at the results of all 3, looking at setting up some organizational metrics of things that we're trying to strive for and making sure we're holding ourselves accountable to that. And also determine if we're going to do all 3 of these surveys on an annual basis, every other year, spread them out. But the results that we see are reinforcing what we see organizational on a daily basis. That you guys are making a difference for your riders, whether those riders are PAI and Merrick riders, Northeast MSS, the seniors, the students that we ride. It's across the board positive results. And that very much got reinforced last month. For those that you didn't see, is for the 2nd consecutive year, we were named Best Place to Work and Large Employer by the White Bear Press. And so again, that starts very much with everyone in this room, the culture that you provide of being compassionate and caring to your riders. But I also want to give a ton of credit to Patty and Mike, Reenie, Douglas, the dispatch staff that provide you guys that support on a daily basis to ensure that you have everything you need to be able to provide that great transportation for our riders. It's truly a great team that we are fortunate to work with here, and I never take that for granted, and I hope that you guys can recognize that the people in this room are all here to support you and to help you at any moment when you have a question, a concern, a challenge. But take advantage of your teammates. This is a great group of people that are here to support and help you on a daily basis. So great work, everyone. You should all feel very good and proud of that. And we continue to build on the different types of work we're doing and to be able to provide that great service to everyone that we work with on a daily basis. So I still have a couple more minutes. One of the things that we have not talked about for quite a while, organizationally, particularly for the newer riders, is how Tracks was established and how we grew into the organization that we were. And I'm not going to take a lot of time, those of you that have heard this, but New Tracks was formed about 14 years ago, and it started with a conversation between Merrick and PAI on ways that they could collaborate better as organizations. So that conversation led to the most obvious to them and the way that they could work together in the most impactful way was through transportation. Prior to that, Merrick did all of their own transportation. PAI did about 50% themselves, and about 50% they contracted out with the Raybine transportation. We still have a few drivers here from Raybine. Pam over there, Dorothy, Greta worked at Raybine prior to coming here, so, and people that drove for PAI and Merrick prior to that time too. Rhonda, were you good? So, a number of the people that have been here that whole time. So when that started, New Tracks was established as a collaborative nonprofit or a membership nonprofit by Merrick and PAI. First couple of years, we spent just trying to make sure that we could do their transportation well. Right? Kathy came We have one Kathy from GI, another Kathy from Merrick that was here from the start as well. And then once we were able to take care and know that we could do a good job of professional drivers for those organizations, Kelly, Diane, I don't forget about you guys were here from the start as well. Who else am I missing? You know, Rainey and Patty came from, and Mike all came from GI at the start too, so. But then we started building out all the other work we were doing. The purpose for that was for a few different reasons. One of the reasons was we had this capacity of buses and drivers, and we saw other community transportation needs out there that were not being met. Whether that was seniors that were socially isolated and didn't have ways to get out of their senior buildings, whether it was students, we knew there was other transportation gaps. But the other reason is right from the start is our drivers at that time were getting 6.5, 7 hours a day. And we knew that that wasn't enough. So by being able to meet these other transportation gaps and do other transportation, we could also add the number of hours that you guys are getting as drivers. And then also, we saw a lot of drivers that have more than one job. If we could provide opportunities to earn overtime above and beyond 40 hours, that would help keep you just at new tracks to be able to work that second job as well. So that site of making sure we were trying to not only provide the transportation on a daily basis, but also meet the needs of our drivers has always been at the forefront. Another big thing when we moved into this building 10 years ago that have helped us grow and build too is that mechanic team that you see behind you. That do an absolutely fabulous job of keeping your buses. Yes, thank you. Keep your buses well conditioned on a daily basis. And as we're going through the COVID pandemic and seeing the challenge that we had getting new buses and keeping those buses operational on the road well beyond what their normal useful life was. And the ownership that they take just feeds into everything else we do as an organization. So, New Tracks is a collaborative membership nonprofit. It means that there are not owners per se of New Tracks. We are a nonprofit, so when we do well, our goal is to have as much of that go back into you as employees as we can. There are no owners that are taking stock dividends or anything else out of this organization. It is about maintaining a sustainable financial situation and then doing as much as we can to make sure everyone here that works for New Tracks is satisfied as an employee. We don't spend a lot of time going through the financial situation here because I know most people eyes will glaze over, but if anyone ever is interested in getting a better knowledge of what we are doing, don't hesitate to come ask. And maybe we put together a small presentation for a small group if there's enough people that are interested. But that is open to any of you. Our financial information is 100% wide open. There are no secrets or any of those kind of things. So never hesitate to ask. And some strategic work that we have done as an administrative team over the last few weeks. Well, it's been going on for months and a couple of years, but trying to come up with an organizational statement that shows the commitment that we have, that everyone here feels like they belong to this team at New Tracks. So we have crafted a statement that we're going to pass out. If I could read it. This is the initial draft that we came up with. We want any feedback that you guys, as this team, might have on this statement. Any things that ring true that you'd like to see, any concerns that you have with this before we bring it to our board to get formally enacted as an organization. And Douglas's wit is calling it our drive. And the statement reads, New Tracks is driven to foster an open, safe, and inclusive environment where diversity, equity, and belonging are paramount. We want to ensure that everyone in this organization feels like they belong here, feels comfortable here, and we want that feeling of belonging and inclusion to foster through to the riders and everyone else we work with on a daily basis. So if anyone has any feedback, thoughts, please feel free to provide those to Melanie, myself, or one of your managers. We'll definitely look into those thoughts, feelings that people have and take that into consideration. With that, I'm going to give people just a quick couple minutes before I turn it over to Nick. If you have any other general questions organizationally that you think everyone else would benefit from hearing, this is the time that we have a few minutes to answer any of those questions. I'll try to start with our lease does come due with Barnett on June 30th. They are going to be building a new building in between our two buildings, and we are renegotiating that lease to start July 1st, and when they do that rebuild, our parking lots will be redone at that time, finally. So our parking lots will be in significantly better shape. So, any other just general organizational questions? What's that? We will lose a foot or so. They're just changing it. So in any material way, no, we will not be using any space.
Does that include the back lot as well?
Yes, the back lot is, our plan is to also tear down that outbuilding too. So that will create some new parking spots and get all the light poles out of the middle and just light from the exterior. With that too, once this new lease gets signed, we are going to be doing some interior maintenance refreshing as well. If you have thoughts of things that need to be done within our building, please pass those along to Mike Flack. Either it's helpful if you write them down, email them to him, because if you just mention it to him in passing, we can tend to forget about it because then we go talk to 3 or 4 other people about different things. So if you have ideas for internal work that needs to be done within the building, please pass those along to Mike. We will not have leftover space. When they leave, they're going to be putting more racking up for their turbo gambling storage, so it will not be additional space for us. So our ping pong table, our pool table isn't coming quite yet.
Just a thought, you guys ever go put a fence around because of the gas steaming and all that?
We have looked into it. The cost of fencing is significant. And with hopefully having it lit well, maybe upgrading our camera system, putting in some motion sensors and stuff, our preference is to take care of it that way than the expensive of fence. Good question. Anything else before I turn it over to Nick? All right. Nick has been part of New Tracks working on our 403B program since the beginning of this organization. So Nick and I have had the pleasure of working together for a number of years, and what I love about Nick and the work he does with us is he is always available to you guys to answer questions. Whether it's about your 403B, but he's been terrific about taking time to answer additional questions that others may have about their retirement or just personal financial situations at all. So he's a great asset to us organizationally that I highly recommend you guys take advantage of. So with that, I'll turn it over to Nick.
Good morning, everybody. Mike, thanks for coming in and doing that wedge presentation, because I really didn't know how to follow up a bloodborne pathogen presentation and go into retirement. It's great to see everybody. Before I get started, I just wanted to tell you guys this morning I woke up and opened up my Facebook and memories popped up, and it reminded me in 2020 we had 8 inches of snow at this point that year. Do you guys remember that? Yeah, I had a picture. I was coaching my son's football team, and we were all standing out there about that much of snow. So Mother Nature's taking care of us this year. This is great. Mike is right. I've been working with Mike for, I think it's 16 or 17 years right now, and I appreciate his kind words. What I'm going to do today is give an overview of the new Trax 403B plan. I'm just going to give some highlights. I have a couple updates on the market, and then I'll get you guys back into your presentation. So real quickly, many of you have heard of a 403B, and how many of you have heard of a 401k by show of hands? Okay, so hey, just from the IRS perspective, they're like the same thing. 403Bs are just a 401k, but it's designed for companies that are in the nonprofit sector, okay? So they have the same funding limitation rules, okay? This year in 2023 or 2024, the maximum contribution that you can make to a 403B is $23,000 a year. If you're over 50, you can add an additional $7,500, okay? Now, very specifically, and this is important for you guys to understand, Nutrax currently has a match of $20 a pay period, okay? In order to be eligible for the match, you have to work for at least 1 year of service, or you have to have 1,000 hours of service, okay? 30.
$30 for the match.
Excuse me, I can't even read my own handwriting. It's 30. I served correctly. So $30 a pay period, and then 1 year of service or 1,000 hours. Okay? We're having a quiz at the end. And I tricked you because I said the wrong number, so we'll quiz at the end and see who remembers. Okay. Within the plan, you can put money away pre-tax, okay? Or you can put money away post-tax. And post-tax, a lot of times you'll hear that referenced as Roth, okay? Sometimes I get questions, Nick, should I put money in pre-tax or should I do the Roth provision? That's going to be very specific to your individual situation. Generally, if you went out and read things on the internet, it would say if you're younger, you should maybe consider doing the Roth provision. That's where you do not get a tax deduction, but it will grow tax-free, and then later will come out tax-free. But that's just a general comment. If you're confused or you have questions about how you should be contributing, please call me, and I did leave a bunch of business cards up there, okay? Now, I'm going to pause for a minute. How many of you have heard of Principal Financial Group before? You maybe seen the commercials. So we just turned 145 years old this year. We're based and headquartered out of Des Moines, Iowa, but we are a global financial company. And this area of retirement plans is an area that we specialize in. This is a big thing for our company. And so many employers across the United States use us and rely on our expertise in this area. Okay? So I want to talk about investments real quickly. Today is not the day for me to get specific. If you want to ask me specific questions later, by all means, please do. But the plan itself has a full comprehensive lineup of investment solutions, ranging everywhere from what we call the lifetime funds, which is a target date retirement fund. You're going to select a fund based on what you think your target retirement date is. I'm looking around the room. We have some younger people. We have some people that are a little more seasoned in here. It's better than saying older. Target date retirements funds are fantastic because we handle all the and we will probably continue to see interest rates slowly go down, maybe over the next couple of years, okay? Typically, the market's like that, all right? And it's gonna make it easier for consumers to buy houses and cars and pay for their credit card bills when those are at lower interest rates, so that can be a good thing. And now this one, you have to try not to laugh, but we do have an election coming up, and it's gonna be another wild and crazy one, okay? But if you look historically at the results of an election year, whether it was won by a Democrat or a Republican, it doesn't matter. Not all the time, but many of those election years in the past, dating all the way back to when the stock market started, have been fairly positive years. And if you look at the year-to-date return on both the Dow and the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ and the Russell 2000, which are the main indexes that we track, it has been a very strong year. And so I've had a lot of discussions with investors this year about their personal financial situation, both with their plan at work and also what they're doing outside of work with their financial plan. And again, I'll just extend to you guys, I would be happy to excuse me, have a discussion. If you want a second opinion on that, that's what we're here for. Okay? And I think we already covered everything on the bloodborne pathogens, so I'm not going to do any recap or anything on that at this point. Does anybody have any questions? What was the match again? I screwed you guys up, my apologies. What was the match?
30.
Okay, you got it. You got it. Mike, anything else?
Nick and Ignatius they're going to join us for lunch here. We'll be around to answer some questions for a little while. People have specific questions for them. Again, strongly encourage people to do that. Organizationally, we are going to look at every opportunity to continue to try to increase that match. Saving is important. Thank you. We want to do everything we can to encourage that. Okay. So we have a couple posters here that Ralph did a fantastic job putting together. Our plan for these, thank you, Ralph. Our plan for these is to have all the Maritimes sign this for us to have here as a remembrance of their time here. And I believe we have one that we're going to sign for them as well. So please make sure everyone does that. Thank you, Rini. Rini just.
Yeah, we have both. We do have two. We do have two that will be doing both, right? That's
Well, apparently we need to figure things out ourselves. So.
How about the other one? All right.
So, all right. Lunch will be served in 1 second here. We have brats, chicken sausage, and hot dogs. We'll start out with a couple, and if everyone goes through, we can have another one, and we'll be ready to serve lunch in a second. Unless anyone else has a question before. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.